To also better understand what stem cells are stored in your bone marrow. That's why there's bone marrow transplants and stem cell transplants. What happens is that your your stem cells go into your bloodstream over time, and then they become the things that your body needs. Maybe you're low on platelets, maybe you're low on red cells and white cells and all the things. His hope was that my cancer didn't affect. Now here I am 23 years out, and when people ask me all the time, what did you do to go into remission? I said, I saved my own life. I had everything I needed, literally was in me.
This is like a really rare, is it still rare?
I have, from research and from talking to other oncologists, yes. The autologous stem cell transplant is not highly used in the cancer setting for, you either have Hodgkin's or non-Hodgkin's, and that's when they do the biopsies. Hodgkin's lymphoma means your cancer runs up and down your lymphatic system. When they looked at the nodule that they took out to biopsy, they could see that it literally does run up and down my system. It never deviated outside of my lymphatic system. Okay. When the cancer deviates from the lymphatic system, that's when it's considered non-Hodgkin's. Most patients in the non-Hodgkin setting, from my understanding as a layman who has talked to researchers and stuff about this and doctors, most patients go through allogeneic stem cell, which is where you get a donor. The way I remember is like autobiography. I use my own cells. Allogeneic is I need to ask someone if they will allow me to use their cells. So it was more common to have a donor versus being your own.
Wow. When you say lymph nodes, I always figure here, right? Because your lymphatic system.
Yep.
I constantly massage this. I had no idea that the lymph nodes or the lymphatic system is
up and down
through your body.
Oh, yeah. My tumor, how they knew I was stage 3B was B means with fever, A is without, B is with fever. Then stage 3 because I had lymph nodes or tumors from my neck all the way down to my groin, and it affected my spleen. It means it affected one organ. If it goes above more than one organ, then I would have been stage 4. Wow. Oh yeah, it was insane. I went from thinking I had the flu to feeling like I don't feel like myself. Like the fact that I was able to mentally push myself so that my body would respond to. I literally was showing up like a skeletal version of me in the sense of I'm physically here, but I'm not able.
How did you ever think, especially the second time, did it go through your mind, I might not make it?
Yes. No. The reason why it's a yes and no is because when I saw the oncologist second time, he's like, all right. I said, what are we doing different? Am I going through another 6 months of chemo? He's like, no, we're going to do this transplant. He's like, we're going to kick this cancer in the butt with the toed shoes is what he had said.
I like him.
I'm not going to name him because I don't want to get him in trouble. He just retired. But I did ask, I said, am I going to die? I literally did ask because like I'm a 20-something-year-old mom with a kid. He was like, not on my watch. That's all I had to hear. I was like, if he believes I'm going to make it, then I'm going to make it. From there, I stopped, all doubt erased. I said, give me the chemo. They explained to you over and over how sick you're going to be through the process. The documents you sign permission to have this transplant says you may die on many, many pages. And it's like, check. Yes, here's my name. Check. Jemma. Check.
Oh, yeah. Do you still keep in touch with some of the people there at the hospital?
I did keep in touch with my oncologist. He's retired now. So yeah, but like, here's a cooler story I have talking about being active in life, right? Because of this, I had never been an active person, like at all. Never went to the gym, didn't do 5Ks, like whatever. I was a person who just didn't work out. Anyways, I have a stepbrother who trains MMA fighters. And when I was going through the transplant process, he came to see me. And he's not the warm, fuzzy type to be like, oh, little sister, I hope you make it. I love you. He's like, when we're done with this, you're going to go lose weight. I'm going to train you. And I was like, because I get it. Obesity is, a big part of a cancer diagnosis. And I was 255 pounds before I was diagnosed at that time. And that's pretty big for a 5'3" frame. Oh yeah. So I got trained by him at first. And then I fired him because I thought he was out to kill me. I had never worked out before. So I went to his gym. He put me through a circuit where I like did a weight machine and he's like, go run around the track. And I go, run around the track? I'm like, why? I was like, what kind of workout is this? And then so anyways, yeah, I had one training session with him and I was like, I love you, but forget about you. I'm going to go to Valley Total Fitness and hired a trainer and then found out they do the same thing. So I paid for a different trainer. And so anyways, I wanted to get into something. So being that I'm from Chicago, we have the Sears Tower and the John Hancock. And there's a sport called tower running. It's stair climbing.
They do that in the city out here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So tower running or stair climbing. And so the Hancock has Hustle Up the Hancock, where you can do the full 102 or 103 floors, whatever it is. Or you can do the half, where you take the elevator halfway up and then you still finish at the very top. I signed up for that. And this is where the cool story comes in from. I had 2 oncologists. I had the regular oncologist who I had throughout the 2 times I was diagnosed. And then I had a transplant oncologist as well. I went and I did the half climb. I trained for that. I get to the top of the staircase. I'm out of breath. And there's a big party when you get off to the top floor. And I see all these people with medical t-shirts on. And it's the name of the hospital I was at. And I recognize the faces of the nurses. They were my oncology nurses I had in the hospital. And so my transplant was in September. That climb was in February of the following year. So we're looking at maybe give or take 6 months since I last saw. I go up to one of them. I said, "Oh my God, I don't know if you remember me, but my name is Jemma Cabral. I had my transplant this time at your hospital." She looks at me. It takes her a minute. And she's like, "Oh my God, I remember you now." I was like, "Yeah, imagine me bald," because by this time my hair had grown up a little bit. And so she's like, "The doctor's here. You have to see him." Because she's like, "Did you just run up the stairs?" And clearly you can tell because we're all wearing racing bibs. I was like, "Yeah, yes, I did." She pulled me and she brought me to him. And then, of course, I had to trigger his memory too. I was like, I was in the hospital during these dates. You know, I had like, my mom was this woman. She's a nurse. She was very active in my care. And like, he remembered me. And he's like, "You just do the stair climb?" I said, "I did the half, but yes." And so like, he was so excited and so proud. It was amazing.
That is amazing that you went ahead and did something like that, because most people don't take it that far, right? They don't look at it as a lease on life.
Yeah.
And it's good that you did that and you're doing things that are incredible for someone who 6 months out goes and does this. That's amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I got really lucky because I honestly think if my stepbrother never said anything, I don't know if exercise would have became a part of my life.
And that's what I was going to actually say into the segue, because now you're doing all kinds of athletic things. It was that catalyst that got you going to where you are now.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So from there, when I was at Valley Total Fitness back in the day, I had a male trainer. He was great. I loved him. I had just done that stair climb. I was like, "What's next? What else can I do?" And he's like, "Oh, you can do like a 5K." I was like, "What's a 5K? I don't know what this is." And ironically, my first 5K was a turkey trot. The following year, I did the same turkey trot because it was in the same town.